This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your online deck or just to get the latest booster packs in town, they literally have everything, even the Fusion Strike stuff. So be sure to head over to the website PotownStore.com and use that coupon code ZapDoesTCG for 5% off. Also, head over to cardsmarket.com. If you're a European player, this website is fantastic. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe, and I personally use it every single day to get rid of cards that I don't need to buy new ones. Use the referral name ZapDoesTCG and you're helping out the channel tremendously. Last but certainly not least is yourplaymat.com. This website is fantastic when you create your own unique custom playmat. They ship worldwide, and of course right now you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So start creating your own unique custom playmat for the new season. So thanks for sticking with the commercials. Let's get this video on the roll. Peace. What's up YouTube, it's ZapDoesTCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure you are subscribed so you don't ever miss a single upload. Today we're actually going to be talking about cards we're getting in Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Stars comes out on the 25th of February, of course in the Western world, and Japan already got their hands on Startbird. There were 100 cards revealed, and that's what we're going to be checking out today, and it's going to be fantastic because do you remember a time of Octillery, Abyssal Hand? Do you remember Tapulele GX? Do you even remember Mew from Unbroken Bonds with Bench Barrier? There's so many great things, even Ultra Ball. All these like familiar cards are coming back into the game, making the game very healthy. So I'm very stoked about Brilliant Stars, if you could not guess, because 3 prizers turn into 2 prizers once again, and that's just something fantastic. We're going back to the golden age of Pokemon with, of course, this brand new set, and we're going to be talking about all these cards. There's a lot of them out there, but we're going to be talking about the most interesting ones. The other ones are not, we're not going to be talking about every single card. We're just going to be talking about the best cards that you should be looking forward to. Cards like the Tool Drop deck with Raichu, Honchkrow V. There's a lot of great things you want to be seeing here. So, first of all, the interesting card that it caught my eye is actually these grass type Pokemon are actually pretty damn terrible. You have Atropius here, which has an interesting looking artwork. Each of your Pokemon that has any grass energies attached can be affected by confusion, so you can also heal from confusion. Not that it's going to be having any impact, but it's a basic Pokemon. If a deck like Team Yell Horn actually gets seen a lot of play in some sort of stall deck, you might want to be considering the Tropius here. Moving forward is the Torterra, which we already talked about in a previous video. Very cool because this has Sunshine Grace ability, being able to, of course, search your deck for a grass energy every single turn. So once during your turn, you can do that. Very nice to get these out. And then there's the Torterra with 190 HP and 50 damage for every evolution Pokemon you have in play, capping up to 300 damage output. Sounds pretty interesting. Then we have the updated Vespiquen. Who remembers Vespiquen putting stuff in the discard pile? Revenge attack. We have the Madam's Rage from Wormadam, and it slaps 30 damage plus 10 more for every Pokemon in your discard pile. We don't have that GX, we do have Research, so we're gonna have to try to get these in. Maybe with Chinchino, you could also try and run a Zoroark line, because these little Burmies can actually evolve into different sorts of Wormadams. So we're gonna be seeing a Grass variant, we're gonna be seeing a Metal type variant, as well as a Fighting type variant, if I'm not mistaken. So these Wormadams come together here, and they're actually gonna be able to hit specific weaknesses. Wormadam slaps Umbreon VMAX. Then there's, of course, the Metal type slapping Ice Rider and Sylveon. So there's a lot of great things to see about Wormadam. We also get the double turbo energy on top of still already having twin energy, which makes this deck actually very interesting. Vespiquen has been a fan favorite for many years. Who remembers playing, of course, that revenge attacking Vespiquen? Let me know in the comments if you've been playing for so long. There's the Motem. If you evolve from Burmy, you slap 124 a DCE. Not too shabby, but I probably won't be running this. You're probably going to be running some sort of a Zoroark engine and then selecting the Wormadam you want to turn into. Moving forward, the Shayman and Shayman V Star. We talked about this before. It has the Revenge Burst attacks on both of them. The V Pokemon has the 60 base and then 40 for every prize card the opponent has taken. And the V Star has 120 damage and 40 more for every prize card the opponent has taken. So if the opponent has taken 5 prize cards, you're slapping a whopping 320 damage. So will that be interesting? Who knows? Grass type Pokemon have not seen the love quite lately. The only grass type deck that has been seeing some success is Leafeon VMAX. There's also the V Star ability. You may use this ability once. This is the V Star power. Either it's an ability or an attack, but you can only use it once during a game. It actually allows you to heal 120 damage from each of your grass Pokemon. Charizard, also a fan favorite, and people will be craving Charizard Vs, and it's going to be fantastic. Charizard V Star is actually an interesting Pokemon. As you can see here, it has the attack, the Star Blaze, 320 damage, which you can only utilize once during a game, and then Explosive Fire. If this Pokemon has any damage counters, you slap 100 more, which is actually pretty damn good, because of the fact there is, of course, that Stadium card allowing you to get energies back from the discard pile all the way to the Charizard or any fire type Pokemon for that matter. There's Magmortar working together with Electivire once again. Unfortunately, not good to be talking about it in detail. There is, I think this is Oblivion Wing Moltres, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not Oblivion Wing. It's reminding me of these Zapdos from Team Up, allowing you to slap huge damage for 1 energy. If this Pokemon has any damage counters, you slap 90, which is very impactful, knocking out stuff like Drizzle, Subbles, etc., even stuff like Galarian Zigzagoons. And it does not hit for weakness, but it is able to allow you to slap 90 damage for just 1 energy, and you can get this off instantly, this effect, with, of course, the Stadium card, which we're going to be talking about. So fire types will have it good. There's an Infernape. The Infernape slaps, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 80 damage for every energy card revealed in that way. So then those energy cards get shuffled back into the deck. So this could max out at a huge amount of damage. Let's say you have 4, that's 320 damage. If you have all 5 of them, that's a whopping 400 damage. That's pretty damn much for a 1 energy attack. I mean, you have to fill your deck with energy, so this could be a fun rogue video which we're going to be talking about in future videos. There's the 110 damage. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by the opponent's last turn, you can paralyze automatically. But as we've learned with Scoop Up Net, Switch, and of course stuff like the Escape Rope and Bird Keeper, is that paralyzation is actually pretty damn bad. We have the Prinplup and Empoleon, which we already talked about in previous video, but just as a little recap, once during your turn, if this card is in your discard pile and you have no cards in your hand, you can play it instantly on the bench, and it allows you to slap 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it could be a nice way to snipe out of nowhere. Very cool stage 2s from the Sinnoh region. There's Floatzel, the one and only Junk Hunt is back, so you're going to be able to get 2 item cards from your discard pile instantly into your hand with this attack. So that means control decks are back. Are you guys ready? I know some people like Sander, Sander Wojcik will create something ridiculous, or maybe even Alexander Kremoskoli. There's a lot of people that love Stall, and it's back in the game. Very healthy for the game, because otherwise it's just pure aggression time and time again. I personally don't like playing against Crushing Hammer decks, but it is what it is. Then there's Tapulele, aka Luminion V. If you slap it down on the bench, you can search your deck for a supporter card. We've seen this before with Jirachi EX back in the day, and we've seen it with Tapulele Jax. Now it's on the form of Luminion, a very underrated Pokemon, and now getting some love here. Not a great attack, but on the other hand, it allows you to shuffle the back into the deck. This Pokemon all card, yeah, you can shuffle it back in the deck, so maybe in decks like with Frostmoth, you can utilize that to use that attack, otherwise you won't use it. Manaphy is here! It is Bench Barrier, it's back, fellas. If you are playing Jolteon VMAX, if you're playing a Rapstrike Urshifu VMAX, you will not love to see that Manaphy is back. If you're playing a one-price deck like Malamar, you will love the fact that this is back. This actually prevents all damage done to your bench Pokemon by your opponent's attacks. Abilities still go through, so quick shooting still works, damage counter placement like Dragapult still works, but the Manaphy itself protects yourself from attacks. For instance, the Jolteon with the Max Thunder Rumble, you protect that damage to the bench, which is super nice. Also, G-Max Rapid Flow, forget about it, don't touch my bench, which is very good, because in the past we had like the Rapstrike Urshifu with Melanie, with Telescopic Side and Basamian hunting down the bench. Now forget about it, we have Manaphy. I know Rapstrike Urshifu was around during the days of Jirachi Team Up, and Mew from Broken Bonds was also part of that era, but don't worry about it in the slightest. There's of course the way to just adapt and just play more quick shooters and maybe Medicham to just knock out the Manaphy, and then it's your turn again. So there's things possible for sure, but 70 HP is better than a 60 HP, that's for sure. We have not a great bear deck. We have Raichu, another new deck coming from Brilliant Stars. Raichu is of course allowing it to accelerate an energy instantly from the deck to this Pokemon, and you can even use it on the first turn. So this attack is very good. The cool thing is that you slap 60 damage and you discard any amount of lightning energies for every energy you discarded, 60 damage. So it's basically like Alcremie VMAX, but in a basic form. And we have Flaffy. So Flaffy Raichu is a deck, and there's also Raikou on top of that. So this will be very nice to test out. You can put a Cape of Toughness to make it more tanky. You have Speed Lightning Energy. I'm a big fan of course, the lightning box. Will it be enough? You're gonna have to have 6 energies back to back in play, but we have Raihan and Flaaffy to maybe do it. We'll see if it works out. Is it better than Rayquaza? Definitely, because it's a basic Pokemon and it also allows you to slap huge damage. Rayquaza is a one-shot machine, but this could also one-shot. Maybe you're playing like a mixture of basic attacks in the form of Raikou, Bolton, and of course the Raichu. Very interesting. Maybe even Bolton VMAX can join that party. Moving forward, there is a luxury line. Sinnoh gets some love. 50 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Nothing worth laughing about. Don't underestimate this Pachirichu. This is the name and face of Tool Drop. It tools, and with tools around with Honchkrow, which we're going to be talking about later, this is going to be great. This attack does 30 damage for each tool card attached to all of your Pokemon. As a little side note, Honchkrow allows you to attach 4 tool cards up to it. And it's a basic Pokemon. It's gonna be crazy. Tool Drop is back. You can utilize this with Raihan or maybe a 2-tool line of Flaaffy to get it going back to back. There is a Clefable. Flip 3 coins for every head. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon. Put it under that Pokemon. So lots of evolutions that could go into play, but it's on a coin flip. You do have Glimwood Tangle. If you want to be making some Mimi decks, this is your chance. If your opponent has the same number of bench Pokemon, you could slap 180 with a Claydol. It's too much to handle for sure. There's a 60 HP Duskull, pretty interesting. Moving forward, there's Dusknoir. We still have the Dusknoir from Vivid Voltage, of course, with the Dimension Breach, or not Dimension Breach Barrier. Yeah, something like it. Spectrum Breach, something like that. That just shuts down special energies. This time around, this Dusknoir also does something with special energies. It lets you move around as often as you like, one special energy to another one of your Pokemon, and then that opens the door for Cheryl plays. So yeah, this could be an interesting card. We have Whimsicott V. This gets some love. If the defending Pokemon is a basic, it can attack with its first attack during your opponent's next turn if it takes damage 30 less. Okay, so not a great card whatsoever, but the Whimsicott V Star is a little bit more interesting. This attack, its V Star attack is something we're going to be talking about here. It's actually allowing you to slap 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you pair this with something like, for say, Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, you have like 4 energies attached to this guy, you're going to be able to snipe 240. So that could be ending off games very, very nicely. There's also the Tricky Wind. 160 damage, your opponent can play Pokemon tools or special energies. Oh, it's like Chaos Wheel. Cool. Special energies from their hand during their next turn. If you can utilize this attack, they're not going to be able to slap more special energies. And if you have Crushing Hammers, maybe the game's over by then. Moving forward, for every heads, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So you can flip 3 coins with the Sigilyph for every heads, accelerating an energy from the discard pile. Pretty interesting. Might see play with some Glimwood Tangles. Yeah. This deck does 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard pile. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the Wormadam, the Fighting Cloak, or a Sandy Cloak, I would say. So you can hit weakness against Jolteon, Eternatus until your heart's content. And also with, of course, the new Manaphy helping you out. This is going to be nice. There's Lucario, of course, Roaring Resolve. Who remembers that ability name? It's the exact same thing like Charizard from the team-up set, I would say. So once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on this Pokemon. If you do, search your deck for a fighting energy and attach it to this Pokemon. This also has an attack, 10 damage plus 60 more for every fighting energy you're willing to discard. Actually, you have to discard all energies for every fighting energy you discarded. 60 damage. So the problem is you can, yeah, this ability would be better if you get 2 energies, just like the Charizard back in the day. Alright, there is a Muck. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poison, its retreat cost is 1 more. Why? This is bad. This is bad. There were like Cradily, which allowed them to like never retreat, so why would you play Muck? There's a Weavile, flip 2 coins. If you get at least 1 hatch, your opponent reveals their hand, and for each hatch, put a card from their hand on the bottom of the deck. So Disruption with Weavile could see some play in the aforementioned control deck. We don't, yeah, now we're talking here. Honchkrow V. This has a full moon and it's very, very nice. It has an attack, 130 damage, and your opponent reveals their hand. Nothing to worry about here. But we are talking about Honchkrow because it has the Honcho Stash. This Pokemon can have up to 4 tool cards attached. This ability stops working, you have to discard cards and tell you have only 1 tool card remaining. So 4 freaking tool cards. It's like better than Garbodor. Look at this. This is a basic Pokemon that can have 4 tool cards. I actually just noted something down a little bit here. We have Whimsicott, which actually steps before doing damage, you may discard any number of tool cards from your Pokemon, and this attack does 40 more damage for every tool card you discarded. Imagine you have a deck full of tool cards, full of Honchkrows and Whimsicott, then you're gonna be golden. You don't have U-turn boards, but that's gonna be fantastic to try out. We also have the Garbodor to shuffle the tool cards back in the deck. You can have the gloves for specific matchups. You have Cape of Toughness. If you have 4 Cape of Toughness onto this fella, this guy turns into a 400 HP monster. If you have access to the Spirit Mask, if you get damaged, you actually are going to be able to discard. Yeah, if the opponent attacks you, and yeah, your opponent discards a card from their hand. So at one point, if you have 4 Spirit Mask and you bump into into a Honchkrow, they discard 4 cards from their hand. You could be milling opponents with that. This is wonderful. Maybe like 1 Cape of Toughness, 3 Spirit Masks. It's a very good card. Ability is super strong. Path to the Peak shuts it down, but who cares? Until the end of the next turn, the defending Pokemon weakness is now Darkness. Yeah, they will retreat out of that, so unfortunately, unless they have... Maybe with Gallermine and some Mimi territory, you could do that. War Madame, a metal form. Okay. Trash? Is that Trash Cloak? Anyhow, this will allow you to hit weakness against Sylveon and Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX respectfully. There's a cool looking metal Heatran. If it has any fire energies attached to it, 160, not gonna be cutting the deal here. There is a Klinklang, takes 20 less damage from Pokemons. Your basic, all your basic Pokemon take 20 less damage. And this also stacks. If you can get an army of Klinklangs, that could be interesting. Next is Flygon, one of the fan favorites, gets a V Pokemon. Look at that beautiful artwork. The energy cost is a little bit ridiculous. You can maybe set it up. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to set up. You could be using like Bia and Leafeon with the greening cells. Anyhow, if the opponent's active as a VMAX, you slap 320. The problem is that VMAXs will slowly die off. So early game, if you can get it off, you can one-hit KO VMAXs. That seems like a great deal, right? But how do you get the energies on? How in the world? That's the only problem. There's Garchomp. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, prevent all damage and effects done to this Pokemon. Okay, so if you evolve, you're immune from a turn, right? You can scoop up, do it again. I like this. I like this. Also slapping 160 for 2 energies is not too bad. 2-shotting. You have to discard the top 2 cards of your deck though. There is... Okay, what else? A finish off Farfetch, which very cool artwork. 20 damage plus 10 more for every damage counter on the opponent's active. So it could be a finishing off move, just like we've seen with the little fish Rapid Strike fella. Okay, what else? There is a Staraptor. Your opponent shuffled their active Pokemon and all cards into their deck. Unfortunately, we don't have triple accelerator energy, so I'm not gonna be cutting it now. Bibarel is here. You might think, this is the HM Slave from the Sinnoh region. This time around, it comes with the Abyssal Hand, aka Efficient from Teeth. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in hand. As we've seen and learned with Genesect, is that drawing cards is good, and this will be seeing play. The problem is, it is not lovable searchable. Next is Arceus V Star. We already talked about this in general. You can, of course, search your deck for 3 basic energies and attach them to your V Pokemon any way you like for a double turbo energy. And then there's also the Arceus V Star 200, and then search your deck for 3 basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So very strong, and you also can get 2 cards from the deck with the Starbird V Star Power. There's a new Minchino with a Call for Family, getting out 2 basics on the bench instantly. Very good for Malamar. Malamar fans, get together, slap Manaphy in your deck, and slap this as well. Alright, there's a Tornadus, which is actually a worse Fion. Who remembers Fion? It's like a Repel or a one-sided escape rope, but you cannot reuse it unless you play Scoop Up Nets. So Fion was obviously better. Then we have Fresh Water Set, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Ultra Ball is finally back. Stack up on the ultra rare cards. For example, the secret rare Ultra Ball from Sun and Moon, or the Plasma Blast. I think it was Plasma Blast, Plasma Storm, anyone, There was in the Plasma series an Ultra Ball, which was also cool. Now Choice Belt is here. Choice Belt, super strong card, just because of the fact you're going to be able to slap 30 more damage to your opponent's V Pokemon. And this is like Choice Band, but for V Pokemon. Finally, we get this. I was yearning for a card like this because of the fact you want to have like the range where you're slapping 170 and then you can 2-shot and hitting for weakness. But the problem right now is that some attacks just don't cut it, and Choice Belt will help out for sure. Very, 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 very good card. Next is the Pot Helmet. The Pokemon, you can only attach it to a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, and then you take 30 less damage from attacks. You're probably gonna be one-shotted regardless because of high the power level cap is. Kindler is actually pretty interesting. Look at the top 7 cards from your deck, put 2 cards you see in the hand, and shuffle the other cards back in the deck. And you can only use this if you discard a Fire Energy from hand. Interesting, because you want to have Fire Energy, you can discard pile for, of course, that Busted Stadium, Cynthia's Ambition, draw cards until you have 5 cards in hand. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out, draw cards until you have 8 cards in the hand instead. Chair and Scare, this is just made for Togekiss. Put one of your Carlos Pokemon that has any damage counters on it, and all cards attach to it back into your hand. So basically like Acerola for Carlos Pokemon. We have Professor's Research reprint for Rowan. We have Roseanne's Backup. This is a very cool card. Very, very nice because it's super versatile. Shuffle a Pokemon from your discard pile in the deck. Shuffle a Pokemon Tool card back in the deck. Shuffle a Stadium card back in the deck. Shuffle an Energy card back in the deck. Shuffle an Energy card. That's also stating special energies. Very important. So you can finally have special energies back in your deck. Bossazorus gets a reprint of Cyrus. There's the Collapse Stadium. This is a cool stadium. It's basically like Parallel City if you've been playing during that days. But only 4 bench Pokemon. So if a player has 4 or more bench Pokemon, they have to discard Pokemon until they have 4 Pokemon on the bench remaining. Alright, the player who played this card discards first. Alright, cool. Then the Magma Bassin is very cool. Once during your turn, you may attach a Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Fire Pokemon. If a player attached an Energy that way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. This is definitely going to be helping out cards like Houndoom V, which never saw love. The new Charizard V Star will love this. A lot of fire decks will actually have Energy Acceleration back again, with of course the loss of Welder during last rotation. And then the Double Turbo Energy, of course, DC is back. Nerfed it a little bit because you slap 20 less damage if you attack the opponent's Pokemon. So that is it. So big shout outs, of course, to PokeBeach for providing the scans. Big, huge cards. Ultra Ball is back. Choice Band for V Pokemon is back. There's, of course, a Abyssal Hand with the Bibarel coming back. There is a Tool Drop deck. There's a very cool Honchkrow, which is allowing us to get 4 Tool cards. Control gets a boost with Floatzel. There is, of course, the capabilities of moving around special energies with the Dusknoir. We have access to a new one-hit KO deck in the form of Raichu. Reminds me a lot of Blacephalon GX. To just get energies into play, discard all of them. Instead of going to the lost zone, they actually slap damage and they go to the discard pile, which you can recover. There's a bench blocker Manaphy out there. There's Tapulele being back in the form of Lumineon. Very, very impressed with this set so far. And there's also Tool Drop. On top of Tool Drop, we have, of course, a new Vespiquen deck as well. So lots of flashes back from the past, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It only takes 1 tiny second of your time and helps out the channel so much. Maybe this was all a little bit clearer. We just rushed through the set so you have a little bit of an understanding which cards we're getting from Brilliant Stars. There's also the 100 starting Pokemon decks shenanigans that we're also getting cards from. Unfortunately, these are not too great, and we've already talked about them in general, so don't worry about it. We get Crushing Hammer back, Rare Candy back, Pokemon Catcher back, so Entei, super huge card we're also getting, so don't sleep on Entei, as well as Raikou, because they both have the Fleet-Footed ability and also have the Rondo attack, Lightning Rondo or the Fire Flame Rondo, allowing you to slap more damage for every bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So I am very, very curious to see what you guys think. There's also the Zamazenta here. You can use this ability. If you do, discard your hand, draw 5 cards. Maybe that is the way to get some stuff in the discard pile. Maybe this could help out specific decks. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. And of course, check out our sponsors, PoketownStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. You can use that coupon code ZapDoesTCG for a whopping 5% off your order. Also, go check out cardmarket.com. If you're a European player, you can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day to sell cards that I don't need anymore to buy newer ones. You guys should do the same by using the referral name ZapDoesTCG. Last but not least, yourplaymat.com is of course a website to create your own unique custom playmat. Create a playmat today and you're going to be able to get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So start creating your own beautiful playmat by uploading your favorite wallpaper or design, and they ship worldwide. So as you can see, I'm very enthusiastic about the Brilliant Star set, and I couldn't be happier by seeing all these beautiful cards getting, of course, back in the format. Ultra Ball, DCE, Abyssal Hand, Tapulele stuff. This gets me overjoyed. So anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, rock the hell out of the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.